Hi, this is Zenon. In this video, I'll be explaining the details as to what happened on September 9th, 2019 around 8:02 p.m. Please watch this video in full if you can, as there are a lot of details. Right over here, we have a hallway where I'm driving down, trying to get to the garage exit. This is where I started turning left to face the garage door. As you can see, this is the first thing that we encounter, which is a ground sensor. The ground sensor is triggered either by magnetic field or pressure-based, but it only detects the vehicle. Over here, we have my car driving towards the sensor, and as you can see, by the time we hit the speed bump, the door has already started going up. In addition to the ground sensor, there's also a second sensor that detects not only vehicles, but also people. In other words, any moving object within its sensing area, which is between the speed bump and the pole in front of it. It's about one car's length. After driving around for a few times, I noticed that the behavior of the door is very inconsistent. Here, I've caught the garage door not detecting my vehicle moving through both the first sensor as well as the second sensor. Notice also to the top left here, we have the surveillance camera, which is located pretty much parallel to the pole on the right-hand side. The following is a secret recording while I was having a conversation with the property manager at 701 King. It clearly depicts the entire story of what happened that night.
Like it's moving there.
So this is the exact frame where the property manager pointed out that the garage door has started coming down just about now. I noticed that there's only about 3 meters of distance between the front of my vehicle and the garage door itself. And notice how the timestamp right now is 20:02:43, which is the 43rd second. Moving on, we can see that the impact was made right there, and the current timestamp is 20:02:44, the 44th second, which means that the whole thing happened in a matter of 1 second. And based on my research on Google as well as the statistics, the average reaction time in a vehicle is 2 to 3 seconds. In this case, I had no time to react to this situation at all. The height of my vehicle is 1.7 meters, and the garage door has a clearance of 1.9 meters when it's fully open, which means there's only 0.2 meter of margin for anyone with an SUV traveling through this door. That's very little room for anything to happen and time to react. The property manager mentioned that the door does not have a bottom edge safety, which means that by the time my vehicle had the initial impact, the door kept coming down and scraped the entire top, but not only scraping it, pushing it down as well. As a quick recap, the surveillance camera is located to the top left, which is parallel to the pole on the right-hand side. This is the exact frame where the property manager pointed out the garage door has started coming down. Notice that the tail of my vehicle is already within the field of view of the surveillance camera. In other words, my vehicle was located between these red lines. As you can tell, that is pretty much at the garage door. Not only that, but I have already passed both the ground sensor as well as the ceiling sensor in full. Notice that I also had to slow down for these really bumpy speed bumps. It was my first day driving my brand new BMW. Believe me that I really don't have the motivation to go over these very fast, as they will damage my vehicle. While slowing down for these speed bumps, it would have given both the sensors ample time to reset the timer, which allowed the door to keep itself open for another 20 to 30 seconds. However, as a safety precaution, after my rear tires have come off the speed bump, I double checked to make sure the garage door was still fully open. It was, and I proceeded to start accelerating as the uphill ramp is quite steep in order to get out the garage fully. So I've been thinking about this situation over and over, and I just can't come to a conclusion as to why the garage door closed on my vehicle, other than the fact that it has malfunctioned. The property manager tried to excuse the situation by saying that the garage door needs time to go back up. Well, that's understandable if the garage door was already halfway down by the time I just got to the sensor. However, in this case, the garage door was fully open and there's really no time needed in order for the system to reset and leave the garage door open, as there's nothing in motion heavy that requires lifting back up. The next day after the incident, I went back to the site and I saw a pedestrian walking towards the door. The door closed on her as I was getting closer, and I asked her a couple questions. Here's the conversation. Up to the door, and it's still not opening. Did you see that? Now it's opening. You notice the issue with the door, right? It doesn't open as you walk close to it. It's broken. It actually hit my car last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was coming in, it didn't open for my car.
Right. Okay, thanks. It seems like the garage door is out of service. It's been over a minute and the door still hasn't closed. So there's definitely something wrong here. It's now been over 2 minutes for this recording. Usually the timer is between 20 to 30 seconds, I believe. Yep, and that pylon there, that's new. That wasn't there before. Okay, so this garage door is out of service. Again, today is September 20th, 2019. Up next, I have a conversation recording between me and the property manager. When the accident first took place, I went to the property management and explained to them that I was visiting my friend. The property manager had no trouble saying that she can send me the file as long as I bring a USB drive or a hard drive. And it turns out that she went back on her words 2 days later. When I formally requested for the video via email, she declined, quoting Section 55 of the Condominium Act, saying that I'm not a tenant, so therefore I am not entitled to such footage. It just seems very odd to me that she would promise, or at least verbally express, there's no problem in giving me the file, and then after her lawyer reviews it, she refuses to provide it to me.
I don't know, like, I don't know whether the door malfunctioned. It's possible.
Yeah. Is there any chance we can take a look?
Once I get it, I can burn it, and like you can bring a USB and I can put it on the USB or something like that.
Okay. Because I just want to see what happens as well.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So once we look at it, I'll contact you, and then you can. Usually the files are too big to email, but you can bring a USB key or something, and we can put it on there for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And
Okay.
who were you visiting?
Jack. Unit 1209.
In this building?
701.
701? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
I hope this video was helpful at providing more insight as to what happened at 701 King that night. I would really appreciate your help on this, as the condo is trying to get their way out of this. Not only is it not the responsible thing to do, but they're also putting other people's lives at danger for as long as they're not fixing the store. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please let me know if you have any questions.